Hey, what's going on, you crazy kitty cats? It's Elder here. Before we get into today's video, I just want to say sorry for being a little bit late. I've been working on collabs with several other channels and couldn't get a video out for my own, and I do really apologize. With that being said, today we're going to be looking into the red eyes terrorizing Chicago. Let's go back 50 years to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. There were several reports from various different sources of a large, man-like bird terrorizing the town, and they all had one very striking common feature: its glowing red eyes. Not only was it terrifying townspeople, but later citizens of Point Pleasant linked it to a bridge collapse that happened around the same time that sightings were really ramping up. But the sightings eventually died down, and this creature with the red eyes was heard very little of since, other than just urban legends and the like. That is, until the end of last year, 2017, in Chicago. There have been around 60 sightings of a flying humanoid, but this time much angrier, but still with the red eyes. Many reports saying that it's even gone as far to hit the hood of their car, among various other things. But this leaves me with a lot of questions. Why would these sightings be lumped together so tightly when they do pop up in such a concentrated area? And why would what they are seeing be so illustrious as to not be caught at all or found? Why would it take this monster, if it is that, 50 years to go and strike a different town again? These people are certainly seeing something, or at the very least convinced that they're seeing something. The question is, what is it? As I said before, the two main occurrences of this have been in Point Place, West Virginia, and more recently, Chicago, Illinois. People have claimed to see Mothman other places, but we'll mainly focus on these, as these have the highest concentration of reports. The facts are, mass amount of people claim to see a creature, all around roughly the same size, with roughly the same size wingspan, and they all have these glowing red eyes. Some not even aware of other witnesses claiming to see the same exact things in their area. There have been no injuries or death related to the monster with these red eyes, and secondly, there have been no bodies found of it, at least officially that is. But what could be causing these sightings? Could it be a widespread prank meant to fool people? Or could there be an undiscovered monster terrorizing people around various cities? Theories on what's going on are as plentiful as any mystery, if not far more, simply for the sheer amount of years these sightings have occurred, or rather have had opportunity to occur. And people who claim they've seen Mothman could never be 100% proven wrong, just for the nature of these kind of cryptids in general. Many Mothman deniers brush it off as one of two things, or maybe a combination of both. Number one, that they're just pranks by people to get a rise out of them, and cite that, when the original Mothman sightings were going on, a few construction workers hopped on the train and started playing pranks on people by tying red flashlights to helium balloons to try to get a rise out of them or scare them. The second thing that Mothman deniers would cite is that there could be some form of mass hysteria occurring when these kinds of sightings start to get larger in these kind of groups, citing that the few psychologists that have looked into this believe that when anything supernatural starts to happen around people, or what they perceive to be supernatural, their mind can essentially rewrite what it believes they saw. For instance, if you saw something and you didn't quite know what it was, when you hear other people in your area going crazy about this Mothman creature, you could easily start to believe you saw the creature, because you didn't know exactly what you saw before, and your mind can unconsciously warp what you saw into believing what you want to be true. And finally, there are the theories from Mothman supporters, with some saying this red-eyed monster is a sign of bad things to come, saying what happened in Point Pleasant with the bridge falling down will happen in Chicago, maybe not a bridge, but some kind of disaster, while others say that it would just be as simple as a flying cryptid that we haven't documented yet, citing that there are new animal discoveries every day, so why couldn't there be an animal that has the capability to fly that hasn't been on the radar or detected? Something to keep in mind, however, is that most new species discovered are either microscopic or very close to it, and this would be nearly the largest flying creature in terms of weight that we know of to this date. Something else very noteworthy are the amount of people saying that Mothman could be some form of alien, or at least perceived alien, and that would explain the time in between these large groups of sightings, and also why we've never gotten a body and the animal could potentially defy physics. But in the end, really, you'll have to make your own conclusions on what you think is going on here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Normally, I don't like to touch on this cryptid stuff, just because so many people feel so strongly one way or another about them. But with the amount of concentrated sightings that have been happening lately, I wanted to get possibilities of what could be going on, and potentially some extreme possibility. I do believe that these people think that they're seeing a creature. The real question is whether it exists or not, and if it does, what is the implications for us? If you guys liked the video, be sure to give it a like. It helps the channel a ton. Subscribe if you want more content like this in the future, and be sure to turn on the bell to get notified when I upload. Again, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.